Yeah, okay, you need to get done at work, come over. We just need to slow the motion. Don't get out of way to no one. Long distance, I need you. When I see potential, I just gotta see it through. If you had a twin, I would still choose you. I don't wanna rush into it if it's too soon, but I know you need to get done if you come on.
Okay, sorry, Drake. You're gonna have to wait for your solo. Okay, so we have a little bit of an assignment before we begin. Now, who was on Morgan's call last night? Okay, no one?
I think just Cassandra.
Okay, so this is Jen's idea, so I'm going along with it. So I'll let you take the reins on this one.
All right, you guys. So Morgan did this last night on her call, and everyone was like, what? But then after we did it, we were all like, oh, that was awesome. So you guys are just going to have to do what I tell you to do, okay? So I'm going to put on some music, and wherever you guys are, you need to stand up and do 10 burpees, 10 push-ups, 10 squats. So I don't know where you are. We're going to start at the same time. I'm going to play some music, and we're all going to do it together. Basically, this is just going to get your heart rate pumping, and you guys are just going to be in a better mood and ready to absorb all this awesome info. So give me a second. Let's put on some, I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to play this song because I like it. Rock it, girl. Okay, are you guys ready? All right, I see everybody getting ready. Okay. I'm going to give a countdown. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Ten push-ups! And 10 squats!
Your coach?
Woo! Good job, you guys! Who's done? Comment if you guys are done.
Oh, it felt good.
Woo!
And anyone watching the recording, this applies to you too.
Woo, I'm tired. Woo.
Burpees though, right?
Did you say you did record it?
Yeah, it's all, I recorded it.
Woo!
Whew. Okay, so today we are talking about attracting your tribe. You guys, this group of women in here, the people you talk with every day in our downline pages, the people that you end up doing training with. We're talking about us. How do we attract these people? So one way, the first way that you should really think about, how do I attract a coach to me? First things first, what attracted you to coaching? What made you sign up with your coach? Go back to that conversation. Scroll back 6 months, a month, a year, 2 years. When you signed up, what was it that the turning point for you was? What made you sign up? For me, honestly, the discount. The discount on the product is why I signed up. That's not why I started working in the business, but it's what got me in the door.
All right. And so basically, I know at the beginning, finding your tribe can be kind of a broad and general term, and you're like, what does that mean? How do I even do that? But I think personally it starts it starts with what you're putting out into social media. That's huge, because what you put out there is what you're going to attract. So make sure that you're sharing about your life and every aspect of it too, not just Beachbody, right? You want to share, if you're married, if you have kids, if you have pets, if you like hiking, if you like quilting, if you like whatever you like, you need to share that with the world, because that's how you're going to find your tribe. That's how you're going to find people who are like you. I know I look for people who are in grad school, people who went to pharmacy school, because we all have a common thread, something in common that we can connect with. And most likely there's a chance that they're going to be similar to me. And that's what I want on my team. I want someone who's like me, someone that I can get along with, someone I have common interests in. So that's a huge thing, you guys. Make sure that you're not just sharing Beachbody stuff. And I can be guilty for this too. Sometimes I scroll my feed and I'm like, oh my gosh, all you see is, my workouts, my workout videos, sweaty selfie. I'm like, I am more than a workout. So I need to make sure to share other aspects of my life, that I'm married, that I have a dog, that I like hiking, that I like doing things outdoors. Okay, I'm not that interesting, but whatever I'm sure some of you guys are way more interesting than me, but make sure you share all of those aspects of your life.
And don't feel like you're a broken record. Don't feel like you're getting annoying. You have to share that constantly, because I know that if you guys are actively growing a business, you're probably adding people to social media every single day. You're following people on Instagram, you're making new friends. That person didn't see your post last week or last month. So if you posted your transformation photo in April, they didn't see it. They didn't see it. So it's time to post it again. And that's what Tuesdays are for. If you saw Jen and I on our Instagram story today, what did we post? And you guys did too, right? Transformation Tuesday. And that works, you guys, because we're real people with real jobs. We're real busy people with kids, with whatever. And we got results through Beachbody. And you need to share that, or else it's just smoke and mirrors. You're just talking about it. So you can't say, join my challenge group, it's amazing, without showing recipes of stuff that you're eating while you're doing that challenge group. And the same goes for coaching. If you're not sharing your passion for the business, if you're not sharing what you love, or the community that you're a part of, or, sharing a picture of like your success partner and saying, I'm so happy for her, she did this, this, and this, they don't know. So you have to be passionate and excited about your job as a coach, just as much as you are about those Transformation Tuesday posts.
Very, very true. And I know some of you, or probably a lot of you, have already heard this, but when you're on social media and you see different people posting, or you added a new friend and you kind of creep their page a little bit, I always keep a list of people that I think would be amazing coaches, or that I would connect with really well, and I could see them being a similar coach to me. So I encourage all of you guys to have a list somewhere of potential coaches or potential rock star coaches, and make this list. I know there's different ways. Some people will cold invite right off the bat, and I've done that before. I try different things, you guys. There's no special formula, but a lot of times lately I try and build a relationship first. So these rock star coaches, I'll make sure to make it a point to go and like and comment on their stuff. So I'm starting to build that relationship so they can get to know me too, because I don't want them to think that I'm just trying to push something on them. I want them to truly believe that I believe that they could be amazing at this business. So sometimes I do cold invites, and right off the bat I'll be like, hey girl, you know what? I think you'd be absolutely amazing at what I do. But most of the time lately I've been trying to build a relationship for a month or two, and then I'll invite them and be like, hey girl, I've been following you for a while. I see you share your sweaty selfies. I see you share your workout videos, your healthy meals. You're basically doing everything I do as an online fitness coach. Have you ever considered coaching? Something short and sweet. But since you've built that relationship, I think that's so key, because then they're like, oh yeah, that girl has been, liking my stuff and commenting. She's not just out of the blue sending this mass message, which I've gotten from, It Works or other people. And I'm just like, did you even look at my page? Do you not see that my last post was with a Shakeology shaker cup? Like, you actually didn't take the time to look at 2 of my pictures. And that blows my mind and honestly makes me a little mad. So I want to make sure that we're not doing that. Make sure to creep their page a little bit so you can see their vibe and see what they're about, because you want to find people that you actually want on your team. You don't want to send just mass messages. You want to look at their page and be like, hey, you know what? This girl would be good at this. You know what? This girl looks like she could be my friend. Those are the people that you want to build those relationships with and invite to this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important to, it's really easy to, well, I think it's easier to talk about join a challenge group. It's fun, but it takes a certain level of confidence and belief to say, join this business venture with me, because that's a whole other level, right? So this goes back to personal development. This 100% goes to personal development. And you need to be able to build that confidence in yourself before you can instill that in other people. So there has been a video going around. I know I shared it in my team. It was in the Success Clubbers group. Virginia shared it with hers. And it was a super, super motivating video from YouTube. It was like 10 minutes long. And if you guys know which one I'm talking about, put up your hand. We just watched it like today. And did you not get chills listening to that? Like, it just seriously was like, oh, this is speaking to my soul right now. But that's the mindset you need to get into before you start inviting, before you start making that post about coaching. Because I don't care if you have 0 coaches on your team right now. You have a team. You are the heart and soul of that team. And you know what? Some of you guys have already gone out of your way to create a team name. You're already creating a team culture before you even have coaches on your team. And that's amazing, because once they get in there, they're already part of this family. So good for you guys for doing that. Now, it all comes down to belief. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in the business. You have to believe in the people you're working with and the products too. So I highly, highly recommend that if you don't want to read, if you don't want to do, in-depth personal development, listen to an inspiring video every single morning. That's going to push you. That is going to get you off your butt and get you out of your comfort zone, because it's so easy to say inviting someone to join my team and become a coach is nerve-wracking. It makes me nervous. I don't want to do it. I'm just going to attract people to join my business venture. But guess what? Most people don't even know that that's an option. They just think that you're sharing what you're doing and they couldn't do it. So every day, try and share a tidbit of your coaching world. Maybe I just shared a picture of my workspace, and I just talked a little bit about why I love my job and why it's so amazing, and why the Beachbody model and our business structure works so well for me and my goals financially. Maybe you'll talk about community. Maybe you'll talk about the people you've met. Maybe you'll talk about how you earned a $50 paycheck and you did a happy dance because that meant that you could go get your nails done. Whatever the case may be, you've got to share about coaching every day. It can be subtle. It can be a really in-your-face, blatant post about coaching. Whatever you want to do, but you have to share about it regularly. And I know Virginia and I have talked about this, that there comes a time in your business, years down the road, after consistently sharing about challenge groups, these people that have been watching you start coming to you, and it's almost like you've attracted them, and they start being like, hey, can I join your challenge group? And you're like, wow, Success Club is getting easier. But it's not that it's getting easier. We put in a lot of legwork for the last few years. That's why that starts happening. Same thing starts happening with coaching. So if you guys start sooner than Virginia and I did with this habit of sharing about coaching all the time, you guys will be further ahead when you're at our stage of the game than we are right now. So we're trying to give you guys a leg up and say, hey, like, don't do what we did. Like, start sharing about coaching sooner than later, because people will listen. They're not going to like everything. You guys know those people who message you and they're like, hey, I've been watching your journey for a year. And you're like, who are you, stranger? Like, I've never seen you on social media once in my life. Those people are out there and they're watching.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I was so scared to invite to the opportunity. I honestly don't think I invited someone to coach until 3 months into the business. It took me 3 months to hit Emerald. And I so wish that right off the bat, I would have hit up or messaged some of my friends and just been like, hey, I'm starting this thing. Like, I didn't even know what it was. I'm starting this thing. It's cool. You guys should do it with me. Like, I really wish I would have done that. And then eventually I did, once I hit around like 3-4 mark. the 3-4 month mark, I started messaging my friends. I got a ton of no's. My friends are like, "You're crazy. What are you doing? That sounds weird." And then like a year later, and then like 2 years later, and then like 3 years later, they all come around and then they want to join. And then they're like, "Okay, like I've seen you be successful. Okay." I'm like, dang, it took you that long. But that's another motivation for you guys. I know in the beginning, it's so hard. Seriously, like the first year is going to be the hardest part of this business. And I couldn't agree more with what Kirsten said. I find this past year has been like so easy to hit Success Club. And it's not that it's so easy. It's that I put in so much freaking work the first 3 years that now those people that I messaged the past 3 years are finally coming around and finally ready to join and still see me posting, still see me getting in shape, still see me working out. They're like, "Wow, this girl has been doing this a long time. Maybe it does work." And it's like, yeah, it does work, because if you stick to it, if you stick to coaching, people are going to come around. So shoot, you guys, I remember Kirsten and I would have like competitions. We would literally we would message each other and be like, "Oh man, like I am struggling to hit Success Club. I don't know what's wrong with me. This month is hard." And we'd be like, "Okay, let's send out 100 invites." We would literally send out 100 invites to people. We would probably get 2 people to reply. Like, I am not even kidding you guys. We would send out so many invites, inviting people to the challenge group. I would look at their page a little bit. If they were already into fitness, I would invite them to coaching. Something short and sweet. Very little replies, but those people read it, because I've had so many people come around in like a year and they're like, "Hey girl, I remember you sent me that message and I think I want more info about coaching." And I'm like, "It took you a year to realize that? Like what?" But whatever, that's just how it goes. And you guys need to trust us because we've been through this. But that's also such a huge reason why you need to be consistent. There's going to be tough months. There are going to be tough months, but you just have to trust and believe that this is going to pay off. Your hard work is going to come around, because it will. I promise you it will. And yeah, year 3, year 4, it just gets easier if you've been consistent, because you've talked to so many people, and then you can go and follow up with so many people because you've already invited people. So I know this is nothing about building your tribe really now, and now I'm just going on a tangent, but there's my rant for a little bit. I just couldn't stop.
No, but it's so relative, because that all ties into being able to see this as a long-term business, because most people who sign up, they're excited. They're super jazzed to get this business going because they're watching, say Virginia and I, and they're like, "Oh my God, I want all of this. This is going to happen for me too." And then they realize that they see us right now. They aren't really remembering what we were going through in month 4, month 9, year 1.5. It was a grind, and it always is a grind. And it's just if you're actually in this to grow a business, you want long-term income, you want exponential growth, you want long-term return, you have to be willing to play the long game. This isn't a short-term investment. And for people who are okay with just making commission, then that's fine. But I know that if you're on this call and you're wanting to learn how to grow your tribe, chances are that's not you. You're wanting to have residual income. You're wanting to replace maybe your second job or quit altogether and be at home. And we have to be okay with talking about that, because sometimes it's hard for us to admit that that's what we want, that, actually, I don't want to work full time anymore. When my babies arrive, I don't want to be away from them. So you have to be honest with yourself and what your goals are in this business. And if that is to bring in a full-time income, then you have to start doing full-time behavior. That doesn't mean working 9 hours a day. No, that means working for an hour or 2, really focused and doing the things that matter, not scrolling Instagram, not scrolling Facebook. You're making connections. That's the first thing I honestly think is so important. You're talking to people. The filters, the hashtags, that all comes second, but you have to be talking to people, because if you're not having conversations, you're not growing. You're not getting your name out there. You're not building your brand, because the way you build your brand is by communicating and by sharing your love for fitness, your genuine care for people. So if let's say you go through usually what I do in the morning is I'll go through kind of my Facebook feed. I don't follow any of you guys. Sorry, love you guys, but I don't follow fellow coaches. It's just, I have to keep my blinders on and focus on the people that I want to help. So I unfollow a lot of coaches on my social media. I follow some of my personally sponsored coaches, but that's about it. And I go through, and let's say someone makes a post about their cat, and I'll be like, oh my God, Kay, like I'm obsessed with my cat just as you are. You know, I'm relatable. I'm human. I'm not going to comment on a picture of someone's pet snake and be like, oh my God, it's adorable. Because I'd be like, hell no, I don't like your snake. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm your friend and that I like your snake. It's terrifying. You know, so like you have to be honest with yourself when you're building these relationships. There's a way to go about it to make a relationship with everyone, but it has to be a topic and it has to be appropriate. Does that make sense? Like, you don't want to just build a relationship. Like, oh my gosh, I love your hot pink dress. When you're like, girl, my closet's full of black clothes. Like, I don't, you know, you have to be honest. So, but build those relationships however you can. Comment on their photos. Sometimes I'll message people. If I see someone in a one-piece bathing suit, which I don't know if you guys are on the hunt for like a nice one-piece bathing suit that isn't a thong, I'm like messaging them instantly. Like, I don't comment. I'll be like, hey, I'm not sure if you're having the same struggle as I am, but like, that one's adorable. Where did you get it? How can I buy it? Send me the link. And I have a conversation with these people. And then I'm not leading into like, hey, want to join my team? No, that's stupid. And like, they're going to be like, you're so slimy. No, I don't want to do that. I leave it be. I build relationships with people, because if me messaging them, liking their stuff, commenting on them, that makes me more prevalent in their newsfeed. The algorithms of Facebook make me pop up more. So they're going to see my stuff, and then they're going to like my stuff, and it's going to build a relationship. So don't think that this has to be something immediate. You don't have to get an immediate yes or an immediate join my challenge group. This is long term. You guys are in this for long term, right? Because the people that join my challenge group this month aren't really new people to my social media world. They've been following me for a few months, and they've been liking my stuff for a few months, and they're finally coming around. So once you get in that mind frame that this isn't something that's an overnight turnover, because I found personally, the times that I had overnight turnover from new person to a brand new coach, sometimes that relationship isn't there and I don't know them that well. And they might just end up going inactive and never talking to me ever again. So there is value in building relationships with people before this all happens. So you'll know when the time is right. I assure you, they're going to start asking questions, or they're going to start posting about their run, or maybe going to the gym. That's your cue. That's your time to slip in and say, hey, I need to ask you something. And I know it might sound a little crazy, but have you ever thought of becoming a Team Full Heart coach? That's it. Simple. And then let them respond. You don't have to be like, hey, I noticed that you like to post about fitness and nutrition. You seem to be very interested in this lifestyle. I love your style. Like, please be on my team. You know, like, don't be a robot. Just be like short, sweet, one sentence, give them something to think about, and go from there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That just killed me though. And I was going to say something and now I totally forgot because I was laughing at you. But I totally agree with, it's almost better when you've built the relationship with people and then they sign up as a coach. And Instagram, like we've just been talking about Instagram all the time, but that's where you're going to find people that are like you. I seriously will go and search the hashtag #PippleMom, and I'll go and scroll through, and if I see a blonde girl with a pipple, I'll probably add her because I'm like, oh, she could maybe be me. And that's what I look for. Or those hashtags are amazing because you can search dog mom, you can type in whatever you do for a job, dental hygienist or nurse or pharmacist, whatever, you can type in that hashtag and find people. Or even I know the other day there's a pharmacy school here in Phoenix, so I typed in the hashtag for the university, and then I found a bunch of people who are in pharmacy school, and I was like, sweet, and I just added them all on Facebook. Actually, that was on Facebook, that wasn't Instagram. I don't know. Yeah, actually on Facebook, you can see who the people that go to that university. So that's how I found them on there. There's so many ways you can find people in these different niches, and then you can add them. So that's one thing that I do all the time because I've tried to really find people who are about the same age as me and have so much common interest in me that it's going to be so natural to build that relationship. And I think in the beginning, I didn't do that as much, and I think that's probably why it was kind of harder And it made me more nervous because I didn't have as much in common. So now I really look for people that I have stuff in common, because it's so easy to throw in, oh my gosh, your dog's so cute. And so like if anything ever gets awkward, you can always be like, oh, your dog's so cute. Or, oh my gosh, I work at the hospital too. I saw your post the other day and I hate when such and such does this, or whatever. You can relate to them somehow and like have a different conversation, not just about Beachbody. But we're at like almost half an hour. Does anyone have any questions?
Did we even cover the topic? I hope so. I think so. So you guys, we are going to be doing a sneak peek live from New Orleans. That group will go live shortly before we go down. So start hyping it up. We don't have a group to add into, but you can start hyping it up. That means, okay, so what day is it today? Okay, don't hype it up yet. We're not there. Wait till July. But like the week before, so like I think that would be like the 6th, 7th, somewhere in there, like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. That's when you really want to talk about it. Go live about it. You want to go on your Instagram story and talk about it, saying we have a sneak peek coming at you live from New Orleans. My coaches are down there and I want you to hear all about this, and add people, add everybody. And don't just add people without their permission. Don't do that, because y'all know how mad that makes me when someone adds me to a group to lipstick I don't wear, and I'm sorry, but ask me first. Ask me permission, and I might say yes, but don't just add me. So be courteous and invite people. Ask them if they want to learn more. Make a post about it. Do whatever you got to do. Get the word out there, because what good is a sneak peek that your upline coaches are hosting if you don't invite people to? You're not going to grow your tribe that way. And then I think we're going to challenge you guys after Summit to start brainstorming, pair up with a few other coaches, and you guys are going to be hosting your own sneak peeks next month, because this is the time to level up. And I don't know if you've noticed kind of a bit of a feeling with our team calls lately that Virginia and I want to level up for you guys too. And I think that means giving you guys the freedom and the support that you need to start doing these things on your own. We'll gladly accept your people into our groups, challenge groups, and sneak peeks, but we're not doing you a service if we do that for you forever. You need to start leveling up and believing in yourself. And that goes back to the beginning, and believing in yourself, believing in the team that you're going to build, and having a vision, a really clear vision of what you want out of this business. And being, second fiddle just doesn't count anymore. That just doesn't work. So you have to really, really start believing in yourself. And if you want to listen to that one YouTube video 9 times, like once a day, whatever you got to do, if you don't want to read a book, do something like that just to get yourself in the right headspace. Drink your Energize, like jump around like Rocky, do what you got to do, and then hammer out your power hour, your power pockets, whatever you need to do, but get it done. Does anyone have questions before we go? Okay. That have seen their friends and family do coaching and quit in the past. Well, lucky for them, you're not one of those people. You're in it for the long haul. I know it's easy because people will see people come and go from all different jobs, whatever it might be, but you're not them. That's you. And you just do you. Don't worry about them and their journey. Focus on you and yours, and just continue on that journey. YouTube videos to watch. I honestly try and post like YouTube videos to watch that I just come across in my searching, because I'll be like I'll look for Beachbody training for Instagram, and I'll just search that in YouTube. And then if I find something good, I'll share it in my downline page. I know Virginia does the same thing. So honestly, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of videos out there. Whatever you want to work on, search it, and you will find so many. And then once you do find something that works for you, share it with the team. Let us know what works. But yeah, there's hundreds and hundreds, thousands. And look up the like top 10 coaches in Beachbody. Look up their Instagram accounts. Look at their social media profiles. Look at their YouTube channels. I learned so much just by doing that. So that's how I've learned everything, is by seeking it out and learning on our own. Because the basics are the basics, right? That's simple stuff. It's the social media training and the nuances of social media and inviting that are tricky and kind of fun to learn about. Oh yeah, so Nikki, you and AMQ are hosting one from New Orleans. That's awesome. Perfect. You should add me into it so I can see the videos. Okay. Is that it for questions?
I'm glad you talked about the sneak peek, Kirsten. That was actually what I was going to talk about before you made me laugh and totally lose my train of thought. But that was one thing I was going to bring up, is how to even promote coaching and talk about it. And I feel like there's no secret way, but do variety. So make sure when you're posting, do a variety of different posts, because you never know what's going to speak to someone. I didn't even see one. I actually just got in a challenge group and I was like, I love this. So I signed up. But I've had coaches that signed up when I shared about income, about how much you can actually make with coaching. I've had people sign up because I talk a lot about how I was an athlete and then I was not an athlete once I was done college volleyball, and I was like lost and I didn't have that team. So I've had a lot of athletes sign up with me because they felt that exact same way. Talked about the community and had people, want to be a part of something, want to be a part of some type of fit family to stay accountable. So make sure that you're hitting all aspects of coaching, because you never know what's going to speak to someone. And make sure that you're talking about coaching. I know Kirsten kind of mentioned this before, but I feel like I didn't really post that much about coaching. I feel like maybe once a month I would say, now hiring girl bosses or something like that. I didn't make very many of those posts at all. And now I really try and do it once a week. And you're going to get very little traction. You're not going to get as many likes. But if one person sees that and one person joins your team, isn't it worth it? And you never know. A lot of times people don't even like it. People just fill out the application because they sometimes may be nervous. I don't know. They don't want to like it because they don't want people to see that they liked it. Whatever the case may be, but you have to do those posts so that people know that there's an opportunity that they can join. And obviously we said, make sure you're having those conversations, posting on your Instagram story, but just make sure that you're sharing in very, like, a lot of different ways so that people can see the different aspects of coaching.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Try everything. Go live and forget what you're talking about. Oh my God, I've done it so many times. Do whatever you have to do, but you have to learn. Go live on Instagram. Oh my gosh, that's so cool, because then all these strangers are like instantly like messaging you. It's just like, ooh, what a rush. So I honestly think it's learning by failing and learning what works. And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. I'll put out a post that's like, hey, my team's amazing and you should seriously consider it. It's like 7 likes. I'm like, okay, I know you saw it. And then I post a picture of Ruby. It's like 230. It's like, okay, this makes no sense, but cool. So just know that likes don't matter. Your comments don't matter. It's content that matters. People are seeing your content. And you know what you can do? Look around you on this call. Find someone that you want to reach out to. Check the name on their picture. Get together and create a comment pod or like a little sisterhood where you guys comment on each other's photos and like each other's photos on all social media accounts. Like, girl, you're killing it. Love it. And you know what I do? I actually have a Monat shampoo girl that I do that with. I have a leggings girl that I do that with. And we do it to each other's stuff. So we create traction. And that's called, what's it called again, Virginia? Some sort of pods. Let's just call them pods. But anyways, you basically pair up with people that a comment pod, yeah. And you can get together, comment on each other's stuff, and just support one another. And it's a great way to just get traction, especially on Instagram, because that matters more on Instagram. So, okay. There we go. Okay. I think that's it for today, guys. I hope that was valuable. I hope you guys were able to get some notes in and a few laughs and maybe a little sweaty after those burpees. Thanks, Jen. Now no one's going to show up on our call. Wait next week and they'll be like, no. Next week it'll be like downward dog and something like that.
I know I feel better after I do some burpees. So even when Morgan said it last night, I was like, really? But then after I was like, okay. And then I loved her call that she did. And I'm not sure if there's a correlation or not, but I think it's a good way just to get awake and excited about our team calls. So this week we're not going to cut off and run out of time. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you guys have any topics that you want us to cover, make sure just to send us a message so that we can do that. And have an amazing week.
Bye, guys.